YouTube, what's going on? My name is Argon. Welcome back to some Fortnite action. Today we're going to talk about a few things that I think need to be addressed regarding game balance in Fortnite Battle Royale. Now, you're not going to hear me complain about this game too often, and I don't want to really frame this as a complaint. I'd like to make this a little bit constructive. Things that I've seen that have been added to the game that maybe have messed with the balance a little bit, and some things that have been in the game since originally it released, the Fortnite Battle Royale released back in late September. Some things that I think need to be addressed that are affecting the way the game is played, I think, for negative effects, and I don't really like them, so I want to address those for you right now, guys. And then what you're seeing in the background, some gameplay, me playing with the old crack shot, going super hard, super sweaty, and then choking it at the end. But that doesn't really matter. Just enjoy the gameplay, some cool gunfights that go on, and I get, the crack shot guy just looks really cool when he's sprinting, I'm not gonna lie. Before we get any further into that video, guys, if you guys are new here, please do help me out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, at least hit the like button if you already are subscribed. It really helps me out. Channel's been growing very slowly, but I think we're getting some good content out, and I'd love to see the channel continue to grow. But going forward, guys, the first thing I'd like to address in terms of balance is the mini shields. Now, these mini shields were just recently added. If obviously you guys know what they are, but just to real recap again, it takes 25 shield, adds 25 shield on you, and it goes on in about 2 seconds, and you can stack up to 10. They spawn in at 3 at a time, so they're also, I think they're the green, which is the uncommon, which is not that uncommon. They're actually really common. You can pretty much find them on any dead body or in almost any spawn. They spawn everywhere. They're all over the place. They've really affected the game balance. I don't like them one bit. Think they need to be changed a little bit just to balance them out. I don't mind having them there. I think it's a cool concept, like a little quick patch, but what they've done is they've replaced heals. It should not be the intended purpose, and they've really affected the gunplay. Used to be, if you see somebody from far away, if you should happen to land a snipe on them, you could hit them for their shield, and then you could approach them with the regular gun and take them out the rest of the way. Now you could snipe somebody, take off their whole shield, and they get to go slap on 50 shield right away. Makes them even harder to kill all over again, and all they got to do is keep ducking for cover and keep adding shield and shield and shield and shield, and eventually, if you carry 10 of these, that's 250 extra shield points that you could carry with you at any time. That's a lot of extra health. I just think it messes up the game. I think if you hit a sniper shot, now you're gonna basically have to hit somebody with the headshot, which is really hard to do. That's like the hardest shot to do, a sniper headshot. If you should hit that, it should always be an instant kill. And personally, I think a sniper shot should be a one-shot kill anyway, but whatever. If you have a full shield and full health and you get sniped, I think it's okay to survive that. But it's either way, I just think they need to be balanced out a little better. I'm not saying get rid of them. I do like the concept. I'm just saying balance them. And my suggestions are as follows. Either you can increase their ability to shield you up to 100 rather than 50. That way you use them faster. That might still be a little OP because then you can get full shield all the time. Or reduce the amount that you can carry on you, like up to 5 maybe, not 10. And then reduce how often they spawn. Make them more rare, because shields really do affect gameplay, and it's not for the better. The thing that makes Fortnite fun is that it's aggressive, it's fast paced, there's lots of action, and if you have to worry about somebody always having shield on them, like if they're not firing back for a minute and you think they're shielding, like that's not good. And the fact that they can add 50 health basically in a matter of 4 seconds, as opposed to like I think it would take 15 seconds with using bandages, that's not good either. That's just, I understand, kind of makes it faster paced, but at the same time changes the way you have to play the game. So for me, I'm not a big fan of the mini shields. I don't mind if they take them out completely. I think it would make the game better, but I've suggested a few alterations to balance them out a little bit. Second thing I want to talk about, something that's been in the game since launch, these are RPGs. A lot of times when you get into a solos match or squads or whatever, a lot of matches end the same way. They become just an RPG fest. That can be really difficult if you don't have an RPG, and at the same time completely changes the game. It makes it less about, gunfights and sniping and positioning, and more just about, did you have enough materials to survive all these blasts? And are you just going to have to constantly deal with RPG spam? It gets to be a little bit annoying, and I think it makes the games a little more one-dimensional near the end. The way I would suggest fixing this is increase the reload time for those RPGs. I mean, right now I think you can kind of reload them faster than somebody else can actually build up to protect themselves to get back a chance to defend themselves. Either that or cap the amount of rockets you can actually carry. Let's say you cap it at 10 rockets instead of unlimited. If somebody fires 10 rockets, then they got to go looking for more rockets or their RPG is gone. I think if you defend yourself through 10 rockets, I think you should have a chance to fight back and not just constantly have to deal with the rocket spam. I had a video that went up a few weeks ago where I had to deal with a team that had about 1 million rockets, and all I was literally doing was constantly trying to throw up walls, and if they got stuck in the circle, you know, where I had to push to them, I have no chance. And that's not the way the game should be played. I can't defend myself. I'm just literally getting a wall of rockets coming at me at all times, and that just doesn't make the game very fair. The next thing I want to talk about is the more recently introduced item, the Boogie Bombs. I love the Boogie Bombs. I think they're a lot of fun. I think they're hilarious. I think it's really hard to get upset if you die to somebody that Boogie Bombs you, but I don't know what it is about those things. For some reason, the game just wants to keep attacking them. They just want to keep nerfing them and nerfing them. Now, originally when they released, it was a 10-second duration for the Boogie Bomb. Basically, you couldn't do anything for 10 seconds, but you could run around and move and do all that stuff. You just couldn't fire, use any equipment, heal yourself, none of that stuff, build anything. So what they did recently, they nerfed them, made it 5-second duration. They said the 10-second was too long. I don't think that's fair. 5 seconds is not a lot of time. Basically, in 5 seconds, if you're not close to that person, then they can get away from you, and 5 seconds doesn't give you enough time to catch up to them to actually get a shot on them. And even more recently, they patched it so that as soon as somebody takes damage and their Boogie Bomb, the Boogie Bomb effect completely wears off. So basically, all that this bomb does is give you 5 seconds to get off a first shot. Literally, that's it. And the way that the blast radius is on these, so small that you have to get super close in the first place. So really, you're just putting yourself almost at a disadvantage to hope for the best to get a first shot. It's not really that useful. The best use of these is when you grab them, throw them on you and your team just for fun for 2 seconds, and that's it. Literally. And that's a shame. That's not how an equipment should be used. I know a lot of people complain and say, oh, they're ridiculous, oh, they shouldn't be in the game, blah 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 blah. But if you think about it, it's like a stun grenade, right? It's like a smoke grenade. A smoke grenade, you can't see anything, but you can do everything. In this case, you can see everything, but you can't do anything. So it's a reverse effect, but it's still the same concept. It's rendering you helpless for however long you're there. And if you're not able to navigate your way out of a smoke, you know, how long do the smokes last? Definitely longer than 5 seconds. Here's what I suggest for the balance. Either take them back up to a longer duration, remove that whole stupid thing where it says once you take damage, it's done. I should be able to Boogie Bomb you and kill you. Like that should be fair. Or you can increase the amount that they spawn at. That way you can actually spam them. Like if they are able to be spammed, then I think it's a little more fair. I would say that probably over any, you know, changing duration or removing the ability to fire back, you know, that kind of thing. Because right now they're just not really useful. People throw them at you and you have to get super close because the blast radius is small. I guess you could increase the blast radius too. That would be okay. But there needs to be some balancing because they are a really fun part of the game and I really enjoy having them. And I do think they have a tactical purpose. I just hope they fix them because, you know, I love them. The next thing I want to talk about is traps. Now, traps have been tweaked here and there but they've been there since launch. As you know, they used to have separate wall and ceiling traps, and now they've just completely changed them to be those spikes that go on any surface. That's made a huge impact, I think, to gameplay because before the spikes were just on the ground. You walk into a room, you see them. The wall and ceiling, you would hear them. What obviously people are doing now, the meta, is to throw the spikes on the ceiling. And that makes it difficult because you could run into a room and get spiked and have no idea that there was even a trap there. So what people have to do is slow down, crouch walk through into a room, look up. It slows the gameplay down. Again, that's not good. I don't really know how you can balance that other than maybe bring back the old traps or make it so that if you're crouching, I don't know, you can avoid the spikes from the ceiling or something like that. I don't know, there has to be something. I don't like that they slow the game down or just add to the paranoia of when you're running into a room that you're worried about getting spiked. You know, that's it. I just think they made the balance a little bit off just because they're trying to make it a little simpler to use them, and I appreciate that. But you know, like everything else, when you try and tweak something, you may affect its balance, and in this case I do think the traps were affected a little bit. The last thing, guys, this is near and dear to my heart, and I think everybody can agree with me on this one, is the bush. The damn bush. Now, I don't mind the legendary bush outfit that you can wear. That's okay because it moves with you. It's very obvious when someone's wearing it, but when somebody can hide in a bush, now I'm gonna go ahead and call this a design issue. I'm not gonna call this a glitch because they've never come out and said it's a glitch, and they're so fast at repairing glitches that they would have fixed this by now. This has to have been there by design. I just don't like it. I don't like that somebody can sit in a bush, hide there, and get kills. I just think that's very unfair. I don't think that's how a gameplay should be. In a game where you can build yourself something, like, why are you hiding in a bush other than you lack the skill to do the things that other skilled players can do? I'm not a fan of it. I complain about it all the time. I'll whine about it. I'll cry about it. I don't really care. I don't want to hide in a bush. I'll never do it other than maybe for 5 seconds just to heal, and then you got to be on your way. That's my opinion. I think I share the same opinion as a lot of people on this subject, but let me know what you guys think. That's it for this list, guys. Again, what I said is, I want to suggest some things that might improve the balance. Again, I'm talking about design issues, not glitches. Glitches, they repair. Glitches are things that are broken. These are things that are intended to be this way. That's why it's a balance issue and not a game, breaking issue, that sort of thing. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, guys. Do you agree with my concepts? Do you agree with my ideas? I think a lot of you will agree. I think some of you will disagree, but hopefully you did find this enjoyable. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like. If you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're not following me on social media, links are down in the description below. And as always, guys, my name is Argon. I'll see you next time. Peace.